Steven, how do you feel about those 3D CGI porn comics that are like really bad and use like MS Paint text bubbles?
You're kind of writing his own words.
Sorry.
How do you feel about really these things that are really bad and I don't like them?
How do you feel about the 3D CGI porn comics that are done with like the white MS Paint text bubbles?
I don't know if I've seen those.
They're just,
if you go to like any...
they just use 3D models in paneling instead of drawing them out or making an animation.
If you go to like any Western porn comic site, they're up there with some of the top ratings, which is really weird to me because not only do they seem really poor quality in general,
to give you a better example, it's like when it's when like they just put a character's head on some generic model, regardless if it fits.
Yeah. Show G-Pool the word bubbles here.
Yeah, these.
That's what I'm referring to with the word bubbles.
Oh, yeah, but usually it's something like Rouge the Bat, but on like a 6 foot tall woman.
I know what you're talking about. That's highly dependent. It's one of those things like how when 3D porn animation first started out, it was really meh because no one really took the time to smooth over the edges, whereas now like there's actually a good handful of people who do really good CG porn.
Twitter.com/greatmate.
Greatmate, Scudbutt. There's a couple.
Slippery T, your source of Minecraft pornography.
That's true. Slippery Tom does a really good job. Let's see here.
Don't ask me how I know that.
It's okay. Slippery T is cool. But as far as this is concerned, I think really all they're missing is just like they need the right tool, of course. Like in CSP, they make bubbles really easy, and they can actually stylize them in a way that don't make them jarring. I would also say if they're gonna use white speech bubbles, like traditional white ones, they probably want to go for a more cel-shaded look with their rendering, because that way it's hard to explain, but when you use a regular text bubble that just has a black outline with a white backdrop to it, it reads really well with cel shading because you have the black hard against hard white, so your eyes look at that and it reads as like, a bubble. But if it's against CG where everything is smooth shaded, it looks really out of place and foreign.
It makes the whole image look flat when it's just like defying the planes because everything else is 3-dimensional.
Right, exactly.
I guess I'm more so just interested because I remember seeing that style of porn comic like 10 years ago and thinking even then that it looked kind of dated and like it wasn't very good. But even now, it's still pretty popular, which just really interests me.
What was that one Mario one you like? Or is that Cody? That's probably
me or
Cody.
Steven?
No, you.
Me? Is it in that style?
Yeah. Mario looks super hideous.
That sounds funny, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is a bad topic to open on an Owl House episode.
Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, the show where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I'm V-Vlogs, Eli, and I'm joined here with G-Pool,
George, me,
and Steven Blue Breed.
Woo!
Welcome to our podcast. We're celebrating great TV animation by doing an Owl House episode today.
Ooh. Yes, I hope you can cut that intro into something a little bit more
marketable.
Replace 3D
Subscribe.
with
3D with Owl House.
Yeah.
So it's just Steven, what do you think of those really bad Owl House porn comics?
Here, I'll give you your soundbite. Owl House. Okay, I'll look forward to that.
It's like when they take Ida's head and put her on a 6 foot tall busty woman.
Yes, but I feel like we're really topical this time because the Owl House fanfiction has been exploding. And, like, it's rare that properties these days get fanfiction written about them in this number.
Yeah, and sheer crossovers, there's over 100, which is pretty impressive. A lot of fan fiction stuff has just died off, but the Owl House is really pulling some big numbers. Not even Amphibia was doing so hot comparatively.
Speaking of which, I want to organize an Amphibia fanfiction jam, so look forward to that announcement.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Amphibia Jam. Hop Pop Jam.
Yeah, the Hot Pop Jam.
That would be so niche. That'd be so funny.
Hell yeah.
Everybody loves Hot Pop. They just don't know it yet.
I hope Matt Braley listens.
Matt Braley listens to us like talking about pornography. Like, oh, there's an Amphibia Jam coming up. Hell yeah! he just retweets it unknowingly without actually listening to our content.
Season 3, where Hot Pop's character takes a really odd turn.
Odd. I'm sorry, Matt.
I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to get our TV show dropped mid-season.
It just kind of happened.
It just slipped. I didn't mean to call her that word with the hard R.
Steven and I are completely caught up on Owl House Season 2A. Elias is getting there. Season 1, Episode 8.
I think we started on 9, so I'm like on 11.
No.
Now we started on 6?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Woo.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there.
I started watching Amphibia, and I somehow got way farther into that. But that's good.
What do you think of Owl House?
It's good. I think the thing that stands out to me the most is that, like, the episodes feel very free to, like, explore the entire world. There's a lot of episodes where they go from, like, place to place to place to place. I love that in shows. It makes it feel a lot more, like, lived in as a world. It also shows a lot of ambition on the animator's side, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the Boiling Isles are very, like, well thought out. Like, everything seems to have, like, a purpose to it there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'm excited to... I can see why that it's so beloved as a fan community because of how much they do in every episode. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. I think I'll like it more the more I get into it.
Let's see here. I'm really into it. Initially, when I first started, like, months ago, I think it was, like, last year, I watched, like, 5 episodes or so. I wasn't super big on it just because, I don't know, nothing about really grabbed me that far in. And it's one of those things where the show, its representation and how people advertised it for its representation did it a massive disservice. It's one of those situations where if you aren't, like, in the loop with that show's development and its creators and, like, the show itself, all you really hear about it is Luz and Amity's relationship. And, like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's not the issue. The issue is when that's the only thing anyone talks about, and that's not enough for me to put aside the time to watch a show, is that there's a budding romance.
Or, like, when Steven Universe was coming out and all they were doing to advertise it was Cheeseburger Backpack.
Exactly.
When that's, like, the least important, like, aspect of the show is the law random humor. It's, like, not that at all.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really happy that I actually, like, went through because Luz and Amity's relationship is actually really adorable. It's not, like, in your face like a lot of really poorly written, like, gay relationships are in shows. Like, it's very natural and well done.
It's true. A lot of gay relationships are written by not gay people.
It's not so much, like, that they're written by not gay people. It's just they're written by people who think that gay relationships are different from straight relationships.
Yeah, no, it's like when somebody tries to write a girl character,
right?
When it's like you should just write a character,
it's a character,
have them be a girl. But oftentimes when people do that, they, like, say like a man writes a girl or a woman writes a man. A lot of times they'll think they need to be different for some reason.
Yeah, exactly.
When you can have them, like, you can still have them be like a girl, but you don't have to make their character girl.
Yeah, I think Mr. Enter. I think he's put it the best out of everyone that I've heard, is that you should always write your character as a character before you write them as gay or a girl or anything like that, because that ensures that that trait isn't their entire personality.
It's like when you're writing a character, but then they just become like the weed fan or something, where their personality becomes weed.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of actually being a person.
And it's fun too because like if you end up like initially with a character that's like not very well written in that regard, you can like over time kind of expand upon them.
Mhm.
Like I've seen characters that started out very tropey turn out to be really good.
Like Hop Pop.
Like Hop Up, yeah. And very recently I started watching the show DC Superhero Girls. And it's developed by Lauren Faust, who did My Little Pony, and everyone's voiced by Tara Strong, of course.
Everyone.
Yeah, damn near everyone. That cast, you actually look up Tara Strong, she voices like most of the women in that entire show. It's ridiculous.
Was Tara Strong the one that Butch Hartman blamed somebody's death on?
No, I don't think so.
No, it was who voiced Bubbles, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I forget who that was. Butch Hartman's a piece of shit.
Why is Butch Hartman doing anything?
I don't know.
Where's Oaxis? Oh wait, it came out. It just sucks.
It came out, quote unquote.
Yeah, YouTube Kids, whatever it's called. Oaxis.
But yeah, in that show, there's a character who starts out very just kind of the rich girl who's into fashion and shit, but then you actually like they expand upon her really well. There's an episode that really grounded her like immediately. And they do it's so well written because I guess I'll put spoilers, but for those of you who haven't seen it. The character is named Zatanna. She's a magician woman from Batman's universe.
She's hot.
She is very nice. I do like her design a lot. The designs in that show are really good. But regardless, like I said, her whole thing is she knows magic and she's very very girly, very fashion based, all that mess, that kind of trope. But then like they expand upon her and there's a flashback where her dad is like talking with her mom before her mom abandons her and whatnot, and they're screaming. And they don't expand upon what that conversation is, but based on what they're saying, you know exactly why she left. It's a whole situation where she's like, this is the last time, I'm not putting up with this anymore. And him looking really guilty as she goes away. And then, I don't know, they did a really good job making a flashback say a lot about both her dad and her as a character.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think when you introduce a character, like there's nothing wrong with them playing a trope because you can't just have a developed character with no time to develop them.
Exactly.
So it makes total sense. Like when I started watching Owl House, I hated Amity, and then I immediately turn it around when you see her more.
Oh, exactly. Like I think that's really it's true to life. Honestly, that's kind of how meeting new people goes.
I literally, when I was talking to friends and I was watching it, I was like, this is the girl everybody likes? Oh.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll get there.
You'll get there.
Elias, what's your favorite thing about girls? Spit it out.
I've chosen the gay life path, so I don't have to think about that.
You could, though.
I don't have to think about half the human race.
Fair enough.
That's evil.
Don't interact. No, that's such a hard question. That
you
requires me to.
When you sent that thing about how you're on your TikTok stories, you immediately got somebody saying like "watch my pussy" or whatever,
Oh my
and I was
God.
gonna be like, "It's okay, Elias doesn't listen to women anyway."
That like requires me to tokenize women to be able to say anything. Oh yeah, I like women. They all do this.
There you go. You solved my woman puzzle.
The answer is I don't like women.
Okay, I think we can get started on the fan fiction now. I picked out a couple, and I'm kind of, as usual, having trouble committing to which one I want to read. Because two of them are super long. There's absolutely no way we're going to finish them. One of them is not very long, so it's probably not finished.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you rather hear?
Not very long.
Okay.
I want a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay. Well, that makes that easy for me then. Alright. Happy birthday to you. The song had came to an end.
Fuck.
Damn, you got pranked fast.
Frame 1.
Damn.
The song had came to an
Is
end.
that the ending?
3 words.
The
Not
song,
very long.
the song had came to an end, and the cake was placed on the center of the table. Luz's eyes had a spark of light flash across them, and a big smile formed on her face. "Make a wish, Luz," Camila said. Luz took a deep breath of air and blew out the candles.
Toked.
Luz took. Her mom said, "Make a wish." She said,
Toked a big breath of air.
"Yeah, some good air."
What the hell kind of expression is that?
Some gas, you know.
We read these stories 100% verbatim.
Toked.
It had been a while since Luz had returned from the Boiling Isles, and the day she returned was ironically 1 week before her birthday. And to celebrate, Camilla decided to take Luz to an old restaurant that she went to when she was younger. The location in question was Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
No. Is Camilla her mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a famous location across the world, made so by the games based off true events that happened in the history of the location. I fucking hate when they take the thing where it's like, these events actually happened, but they're chronicalized in a video game, but this is still real.
God damn it.
Like, it makes it so the game is still a game in the universe, like it is to us. But also the thing in the game is real. And also Luz is there.
Wouldn't you go to a Five Nights at Freddy's pizzeria?
Probably.
Yeah, I could see her doing that.
What if the quality of the food was about the same as Chuck E. Cheese?
Absolutely, 100%.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Remember that time when I was trying to drive with an ice cream cone and I swerved into Chuck E. Cheese and almost had an accident?
That's true.
An accident.
You were talking about how you tried to order Chuck E. Cheese and then you were slowly drifting into the fucking turn lane to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
And then George's like, "Stop! Don't actually go to Chuck E. Cheese!" And I was like, "Oh,
Stop trying to get Chuck E. Cheese!
I did say that. I did get irrationally upset because I know no matter how close you could get to the Chuck E. Cheese, you wouldn't actually go in.
I had an ice cream cone because I wanted to go get the Flaming Hot Cheetos ice cream from Marble Slab. But they told me they didn't have it, and I was too embarrassed to not order something, so I got ice cream. But then nobody else wanted to stay at the mall and do nothing, so I had to drive with it in my hand.
I said we could have stayed at the mall.
Nobody else was me.
You
I didn't
want
wanna
to
stay
stay at the mall, and you drove.
What a fuck-
Okay, sorry, continue.
What a fucking tale.
No, it's just like I like how you were so embarrassed because you stood in line for like 10 minutes and you're like, well, I'm already committed and I can't have my hot Cheeto ice cream, so I guess I'll get something else. Steven, George, do you want anything? No, great.
Okay.
Then I have to buy something.
I made the people behind us wait behind me, so
Mm-hmm.
may as well make them keep waiting.
It was a famous location across the world, made so by the games based off true events that happened in the history of the location, which involved the disappearance and murders of children, but the animatronics had recently had major safety upgrades to prevent any accidents from the animatronics, and they were once again allowed to roam around.
Oh, I thought it was just the game was real. The events of the game are also real.
Yes!
That's so
holy
fucked up.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But they've made them safer. They made their teeth out of like pool noodles.
So they just replaced them, make them
No.
safer.
Yeah.
They're still allowed to roam around.
They still run around at night.
Smash things. Luz had always been fascinated by the robots and one time wished she could be one of them. Okay. So, what did you wish for, mija? Camila said. Well, I wished one of my friends I made in the other realm could come over to ours, Luz replied. You know, I wonder what that place is even... Oh, I'm falling in the snare you always fall into.
But they don't tell you who's talking until it's too late.
Yeah, it's like It's like normally there's structure, though. It's like they reply, and then they say something else, and there's like a page break or something to denote that the thing has changed, whatever.
Right.
I wonder what that place even is like, Camila said. Well, to summarize in 2 words, whimsical and terrifying, Luz said, replying to her mom's question. Ah, okay. Well, I think we should start eating the cake, Camilla said.
I feel like Luz would like the FNAF pizza parlor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's spooky. It's crazy. They've got arcade games. Skee ball. When's the last time y'all went skee balling?
Very recently.
Yeah, fuck you.
Where did you go? Where did you go skee balling?
World's largest McDonald's.
Dave and Buster's.
Oh.
Both good guesses.
Yes.
They have skee ball at the world's largest McDonald's. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hip.
It's true. They also have DDR.
What?
Yeah.
Imagine eating a Big Mac and then playing DDR.
Oh, bro.
That'd feel good.
That's the fucking life. Your fucking belly's sloshing with all this grease.
That's why the bar's there.
Yeah.
So you can collapse and will yourself back up. A few minutes go by, and Luz, as well as her mom, finished it, and was time to go to the arcade. But while Luz was playing Pac-Man, one of the mascot characters came up to her and scared the bejesus out of her.
Something about that
Tapping
makes
on her
me
shoulder.
laugh. While Luz was playing Pac-Man.
Playing nondescript puck game.
Not even Miss Pac-Man Luz? Come on.
Miss Pac-Man is better. Hi there, Luz. Happy birthday.
Who told you my name?
Yeah, imagine if this corporeal being walked up to you, stomped up to you, breathed loudly, put its cold hand on you.
You
said,
took
"Hi
one
there,
step into the door, and then the mascot beelines for you, and puts his hand on your shoulder and talks to you with your name.
Foxy running down the hall.
You could not turn around and close the door fast enough to recognize Foxy and escape. No way. If you see Foxy running at you, if you close the door behind you, you give up.
Foxy running down the hall always makes me laugh.
You could maybe get a kick in, but...
Oh my god.
If you close the door, he's like banging on it.
Yeah.
Luz, still in shock and trying to get a hold of her breath, replied, "You scared me, man." The mascot bunny giggled and replied, "Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to." Luz finally got hold of her breathing. "Well, do you want something?" she asked. The bunny giggled and said, "Of course. I just wanted to know if you wanted some pizza while you played." The bunny had presented her with a full pizza box.
While playing Pac-Man?
Let's go.
What am I gonna do with this?
She'll just hold it to her mouth so she can play.
Just hold it until she's done.
Just standing there motionless.
She's like, okay, after I finish this game. He's like, wow, you're pretty good at that. You think you'll be done soon?
Maybe.
Well, I'm trying to get the high score.
Oh my god.
Just like the thought of him standing motionless, not speaking. Like, you can see the pizza steaming with how little he's moving. The bunny had presented her with a full pizza box. Luz, with a confused look on her face, looked the bunny dead straight in the eyes and said, "No thanks, I just had cake not too long ago." The yellow bunny did not say anything in return and just set the pizza box he presented to Luz down beside on the floor and walked off. Okay, that was creepy. A couple hours went by. She didn't bring any friends. It's just her and her mom.
Good thing the bunny didn't wait.
And her mom's not participating.
Nah, she's on her phone.
Yeah.
The thought of going to spending a day in the arcade by yourself essentially is so sad to me. Like, you have all these games to play but nobody to share the memories with.
I remember going to a couple of parties when I was like 10 or younger at Chuck E. Cheese, and that was the ideal thing to do for me. I didn't want to I wanted to play all the cool single player games, run around.
True.
If you're not like waiting for your turn, you can just play as much as you want.
That's true. A couple hours went by and it was nearing closing time, but the Patriots were starting to leave the building.
The Patriots? Fucking Metal Gear Solid Patriots.
The New England Patriots. In Connecticut.
Oh my god.
All right, boys, we're almost to the football field. We have some time. You want to stop at Chuck E. Cheese? I mean, FNAF.
FNAF.
Holy shit.
Patriots love FNAF.
It's Freddy Fazbear. FNAF's the game.
It's real. It's okay.
Fazbear's Pizza.
This is a group of football players and Luz Nasita.
I mean FNAF.
The football players always refer to it as FNAF. They love it. Hey, Coach, we got time to go to FNAF?
Tom Brady throws the pigskin to Foxy.
Yeah, boys, I think we have time.
Foxy runs down the fucking football field.
How fast do you think Foxy could clear 50 yards?
So
Probably
fucking
pretty
fast.
fast.
And you know no one's stopping his ass.
I would love to see that gif of Foxy down running, but really far away, going down an entire football field. It would take so long.
That would be so crazy.
People trying to tackle his machine.
Wonder if anyone's done the math to see how fast Foxy is.
God.
Luz and Camila started to leave as well when Camila noticed something. Oh, my phone, I almost forgot. Wait here, mija, I'll be right back, she said. Luz did as she was told and sat down in the waiting room where the customers wanted to get a table. A few minutes go by and then the yellow bunny from the arcade comes by holding a plate with a slice of cake. What do you want now? Luz said, only to get shushed by the bunny.
You finished your cake. This is not for you.
Hi, Luz, it said. Everyone else except you and your mom have left, but there's still one slice of cake left.
That's not true.
Don't
They just
you
said there are people
want it?
waiting.
No, it said the Patriots were starting to leave the building.
I thought the people were waiting for their table.
No, she's in the room where people would wait for their table.
Oh, okay, sorry. I misheard.
Luz suddenly had suspensions from this, but didn't want the cake. Oh, come on! Don't you trust me? The bunny asked. That was all in all caps.
Okay.
So he just raised his voice at her.
Camilla's like, let's go.
Camilla's getting her phone. She's playing Angry Birds.
In 2021?
Yeah, Angry Birds 2.
Okay.
Luz finally got the courage to reply and said, "Thank you for the offer, but I don't accept cake from strangers." As soon as she said that, she felt a chill as the bunny started to breathe angrily and then left. Is he a stranger if he's a robot that works for the establishment?
I mean, she accepted an entire pizza from him, presumably. Or she just left it on the floor.
Yeah. This robot's costing this company a lot of money. Stomping on the floor, leaving pizzas around.
The damn NPC.
Just standing there, and then he just like rotates without moving to look at somebody.
Yeah.
Later, she and her mom arrived home, and as Camila tucked Luz into bed, Luz decided to tell her mom about the yellow bunny. "Hey, Mommy?" she asked. "Yes, mija?" her mom replied. "There was this yellow bunny mascot following me around the restaurant, trying to get me to trust him, but, well, he's a stranger, and I don't follow or trust strangers until I've gotten to know them." Camila was surprised, but also proud of her daughter at the same time. "Well, at least you chose not to trust him. Who knows what would have happened to you if you did? He's a robot!"
Oh, mija, I don't fucking trust them either. I always hated these fuckers.
I tried to get a job there, but they said the robots are good enough. "Now get some rest, Luz. Love you, mija," she said once more. "Love you too, Mommy," Luz replied, closing her eyes. An unknown amount of time goes by, but Luz is suddenly awoken by the feeling of metal poking her. She opens her eyes and she finds herself in a dark gray room with a table in the middle with what looked like one of the animatronics' endoskeletons on it.
Oh no.
But what really caught her attention was a man in a yellow suit crouched over in one of the corners.
The man in the yellow hat.
Crouched in one of the corners.
It's a man in a yellow hat, a big yellow zoot suit.
It could be the mask still.
Who are you? Where am I? What do you want from me? Luz yelled in a panic, but then she feels her heart stop as she hears the figure reply with a very familiar voice.
Feels her heart stop as Freddy fucking punches her in the stomach.
It's not Freddy.
Okay.
Gah!
I'm sorry.
He's the yellow bunny. It's obviously Springtrap.
I know.
It could still be the mask.
It could be Golden Freddy, but as a bunny. Oh, don't worry, Luz. I don't bite. But what you're in dose, the figure chuckled. Luz looked down to see what she was in. It looked like an animatronic suit, but with all the mechanical parts squeezed up against the insides of the suit. Then the figure stood up and turned around. It was the same yellow bunny as from the arcade in the waiting room. So, do you know what you're inside of right now? The bunny asked. No, Luz replied. Well, it's called a spring lock suit. It allows a performer to hop in and out, and when they are out of the suit, acts exactly the same as an animatronic, the bunny said, holding what looked to be the suit's head upside down in his hands. But one has to be very careful inside one of these, because if one of them goes off while a person is inside, well... He poked one of the metal notches inside the mask and two claw-like things sprang out. There are many ways to set them off from what I just did now. Breathing heavily on them to getting them wet. The list goes on, he said while resetting the one he set off. But why did you put me of all people in one? Luz asked, knowing very well that she would regret asking. Well, you lied to your own mother. You chose to stay in another realm instead of accepting your fate and going to that summer camp.
How does he know that?
Oh. Springtrap was always around.
I can't wait for the FNAF episode in season 2.
Luz is suddenly really annoyed. It's none of your business.
How did you know I was in another realm? Luz was shaken by this. How did this random man know about her being in the boiling aisles? The bunny chuckled. Now, do you know who I am? He asked. No, Luz replied. I am Glitchtrap.
Oh no,
Okay.
that...
Luz's blood ran cold.
Well, she knows the lore.
Oh god, we were both wrong. It's the one from VR.
Yeah, the Glam Rock Freddy game. Security, whatever. She knew all about this man and all about the murders by Springlock suit he committed. It was at this moment she knew her fate. Glitchtrap chuckled one more time while putting the mask on Luz's head and said, Now you should stay still. It'll make your death not as painful. He then grabbed a bucket of water and splashed on the suit, and all the spring locks inside the suit went off at the same time and dug into her flesh and screamed from the pain. The endoskeleton started to go into Luz's body, ripping out the bone as it went. It started at the feet and then the legs. Every time the pressed endoskeleton went into Luz's body, the more painful it was.
I'm mad. Holy shit.
When it got to her body, she was in so much pain that she screamed louder than she ever had before.
Oh,
But when the endo head slashed through her head, she collapsed on the ground with a satisfied glitch trap standing over.
Oh no!
Sweet dreams, no cedar. The bunny said slyly, leaving the room, slamming the door behind him.
The saw room.
A few months go by, and Camila, still beating herself up for letting Luz get kidnapped, got a phone call from the police.
Oh no!
Have you found Luz yet? She asked quickly. The officer on the other line sighed. No, ma'am. We're trying our best to find your daughter. She sniffed, trying to hold back herself from crying. Okay, she said finally. We'll call you back next week for updates. Camila hung up the phone, collapsing onto the floor, bursting into tears. Meanwhile, back at Freddy's, Luz woke. To be
shit.
continued.
Oh no! Oh god!
This wasn't even rated M.
That's somehow way more gruesome than like all the Saw stories we've read.
This was rated K+. Not even teen.
Oh, it's definitely plus. I give that a very unexpected morbidness out of 10.
Yeah, that was intense.
Like,
It was really funny until she fucking died.
it was really intense until he threw a bucket of water on her.
And set off every single spring lock.
God. Poor Camila.
What would you rate it?
I
10 spring locks going off out of 10.
10 uneaten pizza boxes laying on the floor in the middle of the arcade out of 10.
Around the same machine.
Yeah.
I rate that story Stranger Danger out of 10.
Let's see, I can go if you want.
Okay.
Sure.
It took such an evil turn at the end there.
That did. That was upsetting.
But it's okay, she woke. She became woke.
She was... Oh, no. It had been 7 years since Luz had followed Albert through that magical door. The door that led to her meeting her best friends, meeting her long-term girlfriend, and her mentor who made her wildest dreams come true. Her mentor, Edelyn Clawthorne, had long since been cured of the curse placed on her.
Yay!
God, fuck.
You didn't hear that, right?
I didn't. I mean,
Okay.
I did when you said don't. I didn't
Her
hear
best
it.
friends,
Never
Gus and
mind.
Willow, had become full witches and masters of their chosen field of magic. The coven system was revamped after Bellus's downfall after his attempt to invade.
all right.
No, that
Alright.
hasn't actually happened.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not happening. However, Luz was neither at her mother's house nor on the Boiling Isles. Her mother had finally sat her daughter down to discuss the real reason she was against Luz's interest in witches when she was 14. As it turned out, wizards and witches did exist in the human realm, but most were indistinguishable from ordinary humans except for their magic.
I'm just gonna assume this is all non-canon.
Yeah, no worries. I'm skipping over shit that I think is gonna give away too much from like the actual show.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I read from this point on is just the canon of this person.
Spoilers.
Let's see here.
Everybody's seen all of the Owl House. Nobody would listen to this podcast without also have seen the Owl House.
Just censor that one line. It's fine.
Of course. Luz, however, never showed any sign of this accidental magic, as well as never received the letter from the magic school her father attended.
Her
Not-
father?
Okay. Not wanting her daughter to discover this magical world, only to find she wasn't wanted, Camila had tried to make magic the last thing on Luz's mind. It didn't work. After the tear-filled discussion, Luz found that her estranged father was still alive, living somewhere in England. This led Luce to travel to London to try and find her father and learn about the magic in the human realm. You worry too much, Amity, Luce said into her scroll, which looked like a fancy smartphone. And you worry too little, Luce. What if they decide your method of magic is illegal? Said the councilwoman of the Abomination Coven and Luce's girlfriend, Amity, trying to reason with the Hispanic wild witch. There were no records of this magical society, so no one was sure of what the reaction to Luce would be. She was a different kind of spellcaster by all. Her usage of glyphs quickly overtook most combat mages. You already checked the London registry, and there's no record of the guy, Amity continued. There's not one of you, Gus, Willow, or Ida, and you all exist, replied Luce.
Being from another realm.
Right. Replied Luce, being her normally optimistic self. While she learned long ago that life could get pretty gritty, that never stopped her from having a positive attitude. True, but now you have 0 leads. It's not like some MacGuffin is gonna pop up, leading you right to the guy.
This sighed is the Amity. Where the MacGuffin comes in.
Sighed Amity, long used to her partner's positive outlook. Just promise you'll be careful, okay? I promise, Amity, spoke Luce before catching sight of a young boy stalking angrily towards a playground, a large trunk pulled behind him. Got to go.
A large... like a suitcase.
Yeah.
I was thinking like a tree trunk, and then I thought of a car trunk.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that's what they call those.
Got to go. Some kid looks like he needs a venting ear, said Luce, already planning on helping him.
And his name is Harold Potter.
Alright, go help, babe. Amity says. Luce shut her scroll off. She approached the boy and called out, "Rough night?" The boy spun around and Luce got a good look at him. He was short and dressed in hand-me-downs 4 sizes too big for him, making him look smaller. His hair was messy and
It's your favorite. It's little boy Harry.
Oh boy. His hair was messy in a livable nest sort of way, and his green crystal eyes were framed by glasses similar to Willow's. In his hand was a wand pointed in her direction.
He's open carry.
Holy shit.
Open carry Harry.
That's pretty good. You gotta remember that one.
You want like a wanted poster?
Yeah. Harry was having a terrible night. First he had to play waiter to the Dursleys and Marge in hopes of Vernon signing his Hogsmeade slip.
This must be like year 2 Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to Hogsmeade. That's Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mm-hmm. Then drunken Marge made an appearance, insulting nearly everything under the sky, coming to a head.
Yeah, because he gets the trunk and he just like wanders off, and then he gets on the double-decker bus or something.
That's right.
That's in the 3rd movie, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the 2nd movie is the flying car, right?
Yeah, the 2nd movie's Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, but he doesn't go out on his own in that one. Ron picks him up.
Yeah.
Ron says, "Get in, Harry! My big fucking blue flying car's here!" Harry's like, "What?"
And Vernon,
wow, the flying car! Your magic's weird, Ron!
Why aren't you like 12?
Your family's weird.
I'm not getting in that fucking car!
I'm not getting in that!
The Weasleys have such a fucking broken magic system. Nobody does magic like them. They also like stupid things, and then he can just go, "Eat slugs!"
His glass cannon archetype.
Broken Weasley power scaling.
It works because he starts coughing up slugs, but like spells normally have like an actual thing. I hate it. The Weasleys are like backwater wizards. You've seen
All
their
right,
house.
Here he goes. Keep reading, Steven.
Let me go off.
Oh my fucking god. Coming to a head by insulting the memory of his parents.
They live in the countryside.
I know! With the story, Vernon fed everyone about their demise. Harry had lost his temper and control of his magic, resulting in the overweight Marge Dursley's description of being a walking blimp to become more literal.
Oh yeah, remember he made her large and in charge.
Not waiting to receive another letter about underage magic, or worse, the Aurors, Harry gathered his things and quickly left. Hedwig had been long since sent off to spare her the cramped cage Vernon demanded she stay locked in.
The cage 1 inch bigger in diameter than her.
Pulling his trunk behind him, he stopped at a nearby playground to catch his breath and plan his next move. Or he would have if he didn't hear a voice call out behind him.
And his first step, go down that slide.
Rough
and
night.
think about it.
Rough night. Spinning around, Harry instantly trained his wand to the individual who spoke.
Harry doesn't do that.
I would love to see a wizard with a wand like halfway down the front of their pants.
That's Foxy.
The silver fox himself.
Hell yeah. That's how Harry does his slow-mo beam.
He's never used that knife in his life.
Yeah.
He's too afraid to use a weapon.
Didn't he make like a slow sword or something out of it?
Oh, maybe he did.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure he made it out of a beam sword with his stupid powers.
Mm.
We got into One Piece lore real fast.
We sure did, huh? She was a tall, friendly-looking woman with tan skin, long wild mane of brown, and coal-like eyes that Harry swore he knew. She wore a two-color dress with the torso and arms a deep blue with a smooth blue crystal in the center of her ample chest. Oh damn. A jagged seam separating the cream white skirt. Over her shoulders was a dark blue cloak which seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. "Who are you?" Harry asked, keeping his wand at the ready in case this obviously magical lady tried anything. Name's Luce Nocita, kiddo. I'm not here to hurt you. You just looked like you needed an ear to vent to, the woman said with a beaming smile. And you just happened to be passing by, Harry said in disbelief. I wander a lot. My girlfriend says that's a bit of an issue, Luce said with a sheepish shrug.
You have a girlfriend, but you're a girl and it's 2003.
That's not right.
Am I supposed to shoot at you?
To take beans! Beans! Get out!
Spelling on ass. Luce said with a sheepish shrug.
Avada Kedavra!
Oh my god!
Eat slugs!
So, one event. Do you really want to hear all my troubles and woes? Harry asked with a raised eyebrow. Well,
Troubles and woes, the Harry Potter story.
While she was clearly magical, it seemed as if she didn't know who he was, and wasn't that a relief?
Harry's got fucking celebrity syndrome.
Why not? I don't have anywhere to be, and you look like you need help. That's all there is to it. So Harry started to explain his situation, how his drunken relative had gotten under his skin, and he accidentally inflated her and sent her flying, and of how he left before he could get expelled for using magic in a non-magical area.
No, he's the boy who lived, and now his entire life is a movie.
I know.
You haven't seen it, really?
I'm pretty sure the second one just came out.
I killed the big snake. It was pretty cool, I think.
I had the sword of Gryffindor.
I stabbed a fucking book. It was pretty cool.
This man screamed in agony when I stabbed his book.
You know Voldemort is Tom Riddle.
It's a really bad anagram. Tom Marvolo Riddle, I am Lord Voldemort.
Come
That
on,
sucked.
Marvolo.
I mean, I would have never guessed it, but I would have never made that in the first place either.
Who includes I am in that fucking anagram? That's bullshit.
You really want to hear my sorrows and woes? My movie universe.
transgender students can't go into the designated bathroom.
We make our shit disappear.
Go check out the Pottermore Let's Play.
Please. I know. I shouldn't have let her get to me, but when she started on my mum... Liz cut him off. Nah, I'd be just as steamed and probably done worse. They say words can't hurt you, but that's a load of crap. Words can cut pretty deep. Most don't realize how hurtful words are because they don't leave marks, but they still hurt. Plus, from your story, it wasn't like you meant to inflate her, so I'm sure they won't expel you. Harry was about to respond when he heard movement.
Yeah, I'll just
the
say
road.
I didn't mean it and they'll believe me.
Why don't you try it on for size? Harry was...
For someone who's supposed to not be using magic, he sure is wielding his wand pretty freely.
He has nothing to lose.
It's true. Until the ministry takes him down. He's a wild witch.
It's true.
I guess.
Harry was about to respond when he heard movement from across the road. He turned and illuminated his wand to see what was there, when all of a
Stop
sudden...
using your magic, Harry!
Bang! A triple-decker bus suddenly arrived.
It wasn't a gun.
Thank God.
Harry aimed and banged.
He had his finger on the trigger when suddenly bang.
He had his wand in gun mode.
He cocked his wand.
After an eventful ride on the night bus, Harry and Luce arrived at the Leaky Cauldron.
The author just said, fuck, you've seen this part of the movie. You saw how cool it was. The bus shrinks and they go through the cars. It was epic. Go watch the movie. Anyway, now we're here and also Luz is there.
Luce had refused to let Harry go off on the bus on his own. He agreed to her accompanying him, glad to have an adult actually state that they care for his well-being. The trip was only 15 minutes long, Harry paying for both as Luce didn't have any sickles. When...
You got me right, Harry?
You know I'm good for it.
I didn't ask you to come. Now I've got to pay for you?
It's okay.
He's rich.
You told me in your backstory that you were rich. Yeah, I guess.
I played the mini game and I played the Gringotts mini game. I know how much you love
Him sliding around on the floor.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Christ almighty.
We gotta do another PS1 Harry Potter race and stream it.
That would be cool.
When asked, she stated she didn't have any magical currency, not knowing where to find a local exchange for it. When the two arrived, they were greeted by Tom, the elderly owner of the pub. He, in turn, escorted the two upstairs, believing Luce to be a bodyguard. Once there, they were met with a portly administrative man wearing an emerald suit and a lime-colored bowler hat.
Who's this man?
I have no idea.
I think he's from the movie, but I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen Harry
Oh,
Potter.
yeah. Ah, young Harry Potter. Safe and sound.
Oh, it's he's somebody from the Ministry of Magic. I don't remember his name. It'll probably say in a second.
Who gave the Trace Martyrs a quiet fright when they detected your accidental magic? The man stated with a kind smile.
Yeah, that's fucking weird how they just have like security sensors on like wands or something. I don't know how they just know, but they know it's magic. Fuck.
My name is Cornelius Fudge.
Fudge. I was gonna say crumb, but it's fudge.
I am the Minister of Magic. I had some time. So
I am the Minister of Magic.
I am sometimes.
You having a stroke, Fudge?
Oh, Harry! Help me!
You came just in time.
I am the Minister of Magic. I am sometimes.
Now please administer me into the hospital.
Harry, why is she that color?
You took it too far, Stephen.
Anyway,
I have some time, so I thought I will personally make sure you are alright. That statement raised many flags in Luce's mind. Her girlfriend being a councilwoman meant she knew any action made by a politician, especially kind ones, were meant to serve a personal agenda. The minister... The minister? You mean I'm not under arrest? Asked Harry, confused. But I was warned any more magic after the last warning meant expulsion. Heavens no. I can't do this, man. Heavens no, young man. Fudge replied. Accidental magic is not counted in such cases, nor minor spells such as Loomis or Nox.
Your Honor, it was an accident. She inflated on her own.
Very well then.
She dared me. She said, I bet you can't do it.
Well, it was a dare.
You had to prove her wrong. I understand.
She provoked you, is what I'm understanding.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you a thing or two about women, Harry. He's like 4 empty beer glasses on the table in the damn tavern.
If you had done that to Vernon, you'd be out of here, but... Lucky.
I tell you right, eh? If you're a smart young lad, you get rid of her, eh?
Once and for all. Whoever that woman is, she's like a business partner or like a relative or something, I don't remember.
It's just him being mean to Luce.
We gotta watch Harry Potter. Gotta have an ABC Family Harry Potter weekend.
True.
I like them, but sometimes they drag.
Such incidents can be explained away, leaving only deliberate acts of magic to be recorded. Did the warning not explain this? I never got to see it. A house elf trying to help me cast a hover charm, and I was blamed for it, Harry said.
I never got to see it. They said they read me my Miranda rights, but I don't think they did.
If they didn't, does it not count? I'm not really a lawyer.
Well, I'm gonna look into that later. However, we seem to be forgetting someone. My apologies, my dear. Might I trouble you for your name? Asked Fudge, turning to Luce. Ah, my name is Luce Nacida of the Wild Magic Coven, Minister. I came across Harry here earlier and didn't feel comfortable leaving him to roam on his own, spoke Luce with a smile. Wild Magic Coven, frowned Fudge.
I don't like your kind.
You alright, Trouble?
Harry, let's go.
Harry, keep a close eye on this one. Her eyes are too close together.
What?
You'll see. Cheers. I don't believe I've heard of such. Where do you go to school, if I may ask? I went to Hexside on the Boiling Isles, sir, said Luce, somewhat expecting this line of questions.
Fudge looks to Harry and just like twirls his hand next to his head.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Let's get out of here, Harry. I don't like her.
I don't like the looks on this broad.
She's nothing but trouble.
I had the minute I saw her.
She's stepping into the plot of our movie.
She's stepped into my room. I don't like that.
This is supposed to be a sincere scene between me and you, Harry. Me, Cornelius Fudge.
Is a fudge pie scene, not a fudge pie broad scene, you know?
Potter. It's just fun to say.
Hexside? Boiling Isles? Harry and Fudge both said. To think one of the fabled lands have deigned to reconnect with the world, Fudge continued.
Do you think they meant dares?
I think it's designed with like an S missing. Fudge continued, Harry looking confused. Fabled lands? You know the Isles, Mr. Minister, asked Luz. The Isles have no record of magicals still on Earth. That doesn't surprise me, Miss Noceda, replied Fudge.
Well, he is the minister.
True.
If anyone knows, it's Cornelius Fudge.
The minister, not from the Ministry of Magic.
He's the minister of the Ministry of Magic. He's like the great and powerful Oz.
Selling into what Harry knew to be a lecture mindset. The Boring Isles, along with...
Harry rolled his eyes and turned his brain off. A lecture mindset.
Harry turned on the magical TV.
Cornelius Fudge begins to inflate and rise into the sky. This is what happens when people lecture Harry.
Harry starts checking his phone while Cornelius is talking to him. Guy, pay attention. What?
The Boring Isles, along with other magic lands such as Tir na Nog or Avalon, had long since separated from this reality.
What was that first one?
Tir na Nog. TIR space NA space Nog.
Tir na Nog. Keep going.
Tir na Nog or Avalon had long since separated from this reality as to protect their secrets and people. This was not long after the founders of Hogwarts had passed away, long before our people had a proper government.
It says Tir na Nog is one of the names for the Celtic Otherworld, or perhaps for a part of it.
Oh, good.
It's also a bar in Philadelphia.
Hell yeah.
That was a good joke. Even though it's real.
But, sir, why aren't they mentioned in any of our historical texts? Asked Harry, interested in the topic at hand.
We don't care to write about their people, Harry. They can record their own damn history.
They're weird, Harry.
That's all you need to know.
Dude, I've seen the Boiling Isles witches. They're really weird.
Fairies are really, really weird.
What if Ahmed Mo was a witch?
God, he is. It's just one of fucking Malfoy's guys.
He's Crab.
Yeah, he's
Crab.
Crab.
Goyle.
Yeah, whichever one.
He's Crab, J Station's Malfoy, and Jester's Goyle.
Yeah.
Gross. He has to be a witch for all that stuff he keeps finding in those trash cans.
Oh, God, yeah. The minister was a far better teacher than Binns, the ghost that taught history of magic. That would be, in part, because most believe such places to be myth, and as such faded from memory.
Most people don't even know.
We're the ones to help turn the facts into myth.
Okay.
Alright, Fudge.
Maybe we should... we shouldn't have this conversation with you.
We turned the facts into not facts.
We made them not exist anymore.
Fudge, he just sounds like he's gonna say something awful. Something about colored people.
We helped fudge the details, he said with a mischievous twinkle in his eye.
That is not written in that.
Oh, it sure is, unfortunately so. And it's fucking bolded too.
They bolded it?
Yeah. That made you
Alright, how long is this fanfiction?
I'm ending it after this damn chapter. I'm not fucking... I'm
Yeah,
mad.
it's probably the whole movie.
It was 25,000 words, if I remember correctly.
Luce has to fucking huddle under the invisibility cloak with Harry, and it's really awkward.
Anyway, Lou says something about Hagrid at the end. There's only like a paragraph left.
I rate that fudging the history about the Spanish Inquisition out of 10.
I rate that Harry sitting at the top of the playground slide with his suitcase, mumbling to himself with his wand, out of 10.
Alright Alright, that Harry's nerves so on edge that he immediately pulls out and prepares a curse.
An everlasting hex.
Harry is the one who cursed
Ida.
Yeah.
It's a silhouette of little boy Harry standing in the doorway. She just goes, "You!"
That's why Ida doesn't want to talk about the curse. She's so embarrassed.
She got cursed by a little boy.
Yeah.
And then she got inflated.
Oh.
You gonna top us off?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide which one I want to read.
Read the Kingdom Hearts one.
I do not. There's like a 75,000 word Kingdom Hearts one. It's so
That's
crazy.
fine. There's a 60,000 total drama one. That's fine.
God damn.
I'll go back and look for it.
I fudge the details.
We fudged the details. Fuck that guy.
Rewrote the history books I did. Fucked with the index. The glossary doesn't make sense anymore.
It was our ancestors that turned the facts into myths. What an evil thing to say.
Yeah, what the fuck does that imply?
He's proud that he's hiding history.
You know, Harry. He's like had a few
What?
drinks. My ancestors are the reason that these people don't exist.
They're not real.
Oh my fucking god.
You could say we knew, but we fudged the details.
I fudge.
Keep them coming.
I sewed the web of uncertainty, I did. It was fucking funny. Bastards don't know shit.
They don't know anything.
There's 4 of them. 4
yeah,
Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts
Hearts.
house.
Yeah, I looked. Pick your favorite.
They're all so long.
I know.
It's a delightful.
Yeah, there's like no middle ground on Owl House fanfics. They're either incomprehensibly long or just bafflingly short.
Mm-hmm.
The Five Nights at Freddy's one was fairly lengthy. But it's got a follow-up coming, just you wait.
Hell yeah.
The only one that takes place in Kingdom Hearts 1 is not either of the main characters from those stories, so... I guess I'll read this one.
I've liked all these stories so far.
Same.
The authors are very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 1. We're in the world the Keyblade Graveyard.
Steven knows about that.
Ooh, hell yeah.
At long last, Xehanort and the organization have finally been defeated. Sora, along with his friends, Riku, King Mickey, Donald Duck, Goofy, Ventus, Terra, Aqua, Roxas, Axel, Xion.
You can immediately get like a person's like personality type depending on if Sora, Donald, and Goofy come or Riku and Mickey like interrupt them.
Yeah.
Standing in awe of the pleasant golden sky, King Mickey sighed in relief. This must be at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Spoilers!
King Mickey says, "It's finally over." Almost everyone smiled and nodded in agreement.
Laughed. So the way he sounds like that, that's fucking funny.
You're the king? That's fucking funny.
Riku shoves him.
Riku, his best friend, decides to bully him in front of everyone at the very end of the story.
Well, now that Xehanort's gone, there's no one left to get in his way.
Pluck his crown off his head and put it on his.
Riku's
Whack him with his big car key.
Riku's like canonically his friend, just bullying him to look cool in front of everybody else.
Why do you look like that, man?
Riku would do that. At least sometimes.
Why can I see the corners of your ears? They're supposed to be perfectly round from all directions.
Stop doing
Leave me alone.
You don't make me slap the shit, boy.
Mickey cast Slap Aga.
that.
Almost everyone smiled and nodded in agreement. However, Sora lowered his head. No. Riku looked at Sora and told him something in assurance. What do you think he told him?
Don't worry, Sora. We'll get Kairi back.
Sora, stop being a little bitch.
We'll find Kairi. Let's head back to Master Yen Sid. We can figure it out. No, I know what to do. Mickey's eyes widened. Sora! He turned to his friends and gave them a small smile as he shared his thoughts. My whole journey began the day I lost her. He placed a hand over his heart. And every time I find her, she slips away again. I thought we'd finally be together, but she's out there, alone, not for one more second.
It's almost like she doesn't want to be with him. Every time we're so close and she gets away.
Every time I feel so close, but then she says really weird stuff like, I'm not interested, or I'm not your friend.
And then Rowdy Rumble starts to play. And Hades goes, beat the heat.
Beat the meat.
He casts Meat Go.
Meat go.
Donald and Goofy jump in. Donald, we'll go too. Goofy says, that's right. Sora smiled at them. Thank you, Donald and Goofy, but this time I have to go alone. King Mickey now realizes how Sora plans to rescue Kairi and warns him with an explanation of his idea. Sora, listen! The power of waking isn't to go chase hearts around. Even if you do manage to locate Kairi, you might never come back home to us again. Sora smiled with determination. I will, and we'll both be back before you know it. Please!
What did I just say?
Please, reconsider.
Riku walked over and knelt to the king. Let him go, Mickey.
He's got to kneel pretty low.
Yeah.
He's like laying on the ground.
Sora, we literally have all these hot-ass princesses. You do not need to go after this fucking 11-year-old.
He pulls on Aqua's spats and like snaps him back.
Hell yeah.
Look! Look at that! Oh!
Oh, Mama!
His heart and mind are made up now. Believe in him. Mickey frowned, knowing Riku was right.
Knowing Riku was wrong.
Yeah! He then gave Sora a smile. Safe journey, Sora. Thank you. Sora nodded before turning away. He then summoned his Kingdom Key Keyblade, and aimed the blade towards the sky. Magic swirled around the Keyblade and fired a beam of light towards the sky. Sora activated the power of waking, and his search for Kairi had begun again. Sora bid farewell and assured his plan to succeed. After ascending towards the portal he summoned, Sora was zooming through what seemed like a swirling vortex comprised of a black stream with gold-colored aura.
The power of waking is really stupid.
I don't even remember what it is. Isn't it just like...
It's time travel or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing that Xehanort does, and then Sora figures out how to do, so he can like connect to his hearts from like different timelines or something.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, because that's how Xehanort gets his power. Did you play the 3 DLC?
No.
Oh,
Just
do
3.
you care?
I mean, I'm gonna play it eventually, but like...
Okay.
At least from, like, not having played the DLC, they're talking about doing the, like, waking... Like, they're talking about becoming Keyblade Masters so they can attain the power of waking to... I don't even remember. I mean, I do, but...
Yeah, it's like you can awaken a heart, but it also has all these other things it can do.
Oh, wait, aren't they trying to awake Aqua? Like, she's trapped. I mean...
Yeah, they, like, that... He was supposed to master it so they could rescue Aqua. But he didn't, but he maybe did.
And they, like, need her power to help defeat Xehanort, maybe?
Yeah, because she's a strong-ass bitch.
Yeah. She was the strongest Keyblade Master, like, forever ago.
She was the only Keyblade Master. Everyone else fucking died or failed.
I guess that's true. I mean, Riku passed the exam.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. They make Sora so bad so often.
They really don't know how to, like...
Power scale.
Yeah. Riku gets whatever the fuck he wants and he doesn't do anything.
I mean, he does. He helped Mickey escape, so he's on his good boy list. Mickey's like, Yensid, make sure Riku passes. I promised him.
I decree Riku will pass.
I just came up with a new law.
Okay, well. What a ride that was. Where am I? As Sora pulled himself off the ground, he took a long look around. He ends up in a town, but much to his surprise, the town is filled with creatures. Sora then ends up in some kind of marketplace. He seemed to be intrigued with what the merchants are selling until he hears a commotion nearby. Sora heads towards the said commotion and is surprised at what he sees.
Commotion?
A human girl.
A girl. Kyrie!
Kyrie!
To be exact, but he was a bit disappointed when he realized that she wasn't the human girl he was looking for, but relieved to see another human. He then sees an older, unique-looking woman boasting on her stand. Older woman. I'm Elda the Owl Lady, the most powerful witch on the Boiling Isles. A witch? A witch? I am a respected, feared... Suddenly a masked man shows up. Busted! He smashes... This is just the fucking first episode!
It is.
It's always the first episode.
Sora's just gonna witness everything from the sidelines.
I hate that there are people that want Kingdom Hearts without Donald and Goofy.
I know, right?
Sora's epic. It's fine.
They're such integral parts of what makes Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, well, so was Final Fantasy until Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Now Sora's the only character who's allowed to be anime. And
It's
all the
okay.
other main characters.
They brought them back in the DLC to stand in a room.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
Just buy the expensive DLC.
Yeah, let me buy the $40 expansion or whatever the fuck.
It was on sale for like $15 at one point. You missed your chance. Now you'll never get it again.
I'll just download it legally on the Epic Store.
It comes with free access to a YouTube video. That's all the cutscenes put together.
He doesn't want the cutscenes. He wants data battles.
Yeah.
They were fucking tough. Me and Camille like maxed out the stats and everything for the Platinum Trophy, and they were still hard.
There's no cheese in them.
Nah, not really. Nothing we could find. Which is good that they made. We still haven't beat the secret final boss because he's stupid broken.
I don't know if I know who that is, so I guess I won't look it up. Well, anyways, he smashes the TV with his fist, causing the people that were surrounding Ida's stand to run away screaming. Sora jumped back to keep his distance enough to hear what was going on. Ida then hops down from the table. The masked man then holds up a wanted poster with Ida on it. Ida the Owl Lady, you are wanted for misuse of magic and demonic misdemeanors. The human girl was peeking over the edge of the table. Whoa, which criminal? Which criminal? Sora, you can't just copy what the main character says.
That's what he does in every world.
That's right, he does see a scene from a distance and repeat it.
Tarzan said, "Not Clayton," and he said, "Not Clayton."
Woody, you have a friend in me.
Got a friend in me. He's gonna meet Ida, the Owl Lady. Now they're in the Boiling Isles.
Sora's just sing his little song.
They got busted. Guy sounds like Grunkle Stan.
I did like the Toy Story level.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I hate how little Disney Worlds have to do with the actual plot in those games, and everything just gets back-ended.
I'd like...
There's so much crucial plot that you need to understand in those games, but also none of it happens in any of the worlds.
I still think Kingdom Hearts 1 does it the best plot-wise.
Yeah.
It's like very mysterious.
Yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah, I did like. That is one thing I liked about it, is it really made me like think. It made me really. It keeps you guessing.
Yeah, and Birth by Sleep was kind of like that too, since there wasn't just this overarching like plot thing to it. It was just them experiencing the worlds. So it made more sense for them to be there, and they weren't just playing out movies really. I mean, they were, but not. It's whatever.
Sora took a closer look at Ida to see if there was any hint of her being what she was being accused of, but there was nothing. What do you mean? I mean, what was she being accused of? Being a criminal? At least only a tiny hinge of darkness inside Ida's heart. Ah. Sora was a bit confused about that and wondered in his mind. Sora, thinking, if there's very little darkness in Ida's heart, why would this guy act like she's one of the worst people alive? The masked man proceeds to grab Ida's arm. You are hereby ordered to come with me to the conformatorium. Ida breaks free from the masked man's grip. Would you guys quit following me around? I haven't done squat. Masked man then turns to human girl and picks her up by her hood. Ah! Masked man. And you're coming too, for fraternizing with a criminal. What? That's not cool. Sora then turned to the masked man and noticed darkness surrounding the masked man's heart, much larger than Ida's, indicating bad news for him. On top of that, he did not want to see the human girl get hurt by him. Ida was about to interject when Sora suddenly jumps in. Hey, let her go! Ha! Ha!
Can't actually put the music in because we'll get copyrighted.
Ha! Who the heck are you, kid? Are you also involved with these two? Sora paused for a bit and then answered. So what if I am? Masked man. Good enough for me. You're coming too, for interfering with official guard duty. The masked man, revealed to be a guard of sorts, tried to grab Sora with his free hand, but he manages to avoid it by jumping backwards. Sora then summons his Keyblade, preparing to attack. Back off! Sora quickly swings his Keyblade across, causing the guard to fall onto the ground with a grunt. Ugh! A blunt weapon!
He hit him bluntly with a big key in a 4-hit combo.
In the air, floating as he hit him.
He air juggled the guard.
Yeah.
Got a big key. Kicked his ass.
The human girl and Ida were impressed with what they had seen. Whoa, nice work there, kid.
They would make great party members in Kingdom Hearts.
They would.
I would love that.
I hope Kingdom Hearts 4 is just that.
Disney.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could absolutely go to friggin' Amphibia and the Boiling Isles. That'd be great.
Would you want Hot Pop as a party member?
Yes, I would die for that.
If I saw Hop Hop in 3D, I'd have a heart attack. It'd be so funny.
I'm sorry, Sora.
I need to find that. I need to either find one or make one.
Bro, imagine Frog Goofy and Frog Donald.
Oh, it'd be so cool.
Hell yeah.
I would love it if there was like a Disney World game like that.
Mm-hmm. They could milk the phone game like that, but they won't. There is an exclusive Wreck-It Ralph world in the phone game.
Oh. Is there a new phone game now?
No, it's still the same one. It's just ungodly long.
I thought they ended it.
I think it's still going.
There was like an ending though.
But it's still going.
Okay.
There was an ending, but it was like, no, this was all fake. Here's what's really happening. And then they went to do the same plot, but different. It's very confusing. You have to watch a lot of lore videos to understand the fucking mobile game.
I tried.
That's required for the plot of this godforsaken series that I like.
I know.
I would watch them. It's just the personalities that do the lore dumps of the mobile games suck because they're all like
That's true.
they're all trying to make weekly videos on it because there's so much content. So it's never like a long recap of everything. It's always like this is what's happening to right now every week, and it's like
Yeah, I'd rather just have somebody like give me like the core notes.
Yeah, just
That game it's a fun game for what it's worth. It's a mobile game, but it's pretty fun for what it is. But it's just there's like thousands of chapters, and it's like doing the same thing over and over, like slashing and I gave up on it pretty early on.
I've followed people that have given up periodically throughout time, and they're all kind of off now. I don't know. It's not going to matter.
No.
I didn't play it, and I got the ending in Kingdom Hearts 3 when that happened with all the character names, and it was fine. I got it.
That was cool.
Before the three exchanged more words, the guard was starting to get up. Ida notices and spins her staff, taps the bottom of the table, making all her stuff float in midair. Whoops, can't forget this. Ida reaches into her hair and pulls out the key, pressing the eyes to summon the portal door. She closes her hand around a fist, making the tablecloth wrap itself around all of her stuff. She sticks the her staff through the bundle and starts running.
Ida's gonna go to the world between.
Follow me, you two. Sora and the human girl looked at each other for a bit, then proceeded to follow. Human girl. This is crazy. If I die here, my mom's gonna kill me. Ha! I won't let him hurt you. A human like you is much more valuable to me alive than dead.
It really is just the first fucking episode.
Steven, how long have we been doing this?
I know, just...
You think just because it's 2020 people will learn?
Fair enough.
Oh, you like the next part?
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Ida jumps up, pulling herself and the human girl under her staff. They take off into the skies. The guard runs into the frame. The frame. Okay. Woohoo! Sora continues running after them on foot. Guards, you won't get away with this, owl lady.
Don't.
Cuts to Ida and the human girl, crying, flying on Ida's staff above the aisles. You can open your eyes now, human. The human girl does so, yells, and nearly falls off the staff when she sees the ground below them. Flying staffs, crazy monsters.
And
You're a
also
witch.
Sora's there.
What is this place? Wait, where's the guy that was following us?
Sora's gliding behind.
Sora says, you mean me? The human girl turns her head to see Sora, who is surprised to see Sora flying next to them.
He is gliding.
He can't be shook. He's gliding there. This is too funny. It's literally just the first episode, but Sora's gliding next to them in frame.
The last one was Harry Potter 3, but Luz was there.
Hey, we learned
At least
a lot.
mine had something going on.
Hey, fudge the details. That was something.
Fudge is gonna fudge the details of this podcast episode. It's never gonna exist.
Oh my god.
Well, that's the end. Sora glides around just out of frame as the whole episode happens.
If you listen closely, you can hear him go. Ah. You can hear him summon Simba.
When I said summoned his kingdom key, I thought he was gonna do a summon in the marketplace, and I was losing it. But it was just his key.
He summons Wreck-It Ralph. Just smash the.
It does
prisoner.
1 million damage to the guard. I never learned how Wreck-It Ralph's power worked in Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's not practical.
I tried really hard to use it a couple times, but it just didn't do
You just
anything.
like set up things and you smash people, and that's it. It really doesn't work with how much free range you have. I rate that story whatever the rating for the first episode of The Owl House is out of 10.
On IMDb.
Sure.
I give that Randy Newman narrating the first episode of The Owl House.
And then Ida grabbed the human girl.
Luz is going through the door, following that owl. Ida, the owl lady, standing up, saying she's Ida, the owl lady. Uh-oh, they're in trouble now.
I rate that. I rate that The Owl House, except Ida is just Shel Silverstein. an actual man.
What the fuck? You can't just replace. You can't just say Ida's replaced with Shel Silverstein.
Why him?
This burglar poet. This.
I just picture him selling human trash on the street.
Except it's in like Milwaukee.
Yeah, some Watertown.
Hey, Luce, let me tell you about the day I became a wild witch when they called me Sue.
Are you Shel Silverstein? Oops, gotta go. Come with me.
To the conformatorium with you.
I didn't like the giving tree. I thought it was really sad.
I won't be caught. Come on, let's get out of here. I got more stories to write.
Well, that was the Owl House podcast.
Where did your head go when you were like, we're gonna replace Ida with Shel Silverstein? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that as a concept.
There's no rational explanation as to how you connected those dots.
I just imagine him doing the Mixamo dance animation behind the stage.
Why were you thinking about him?
Why Mixamo?
He's real.
I don't know.
Thank
You said some. You said some guy's name a second ago. I don't know who that is.
Randy Newman?
Yeah.
That's the guy who sings You Have a Friend in Me.
I was thinking of Newman's Own.
Oh.
I was like, why is the Newman's Own guy singing a song? I don't
What's
know.
Newman's Own?
Randy Newman? No, it's George Newman? I'll find it.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Elias, what's our next podcast going to be on?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Whoa!
Yeah. And then after that, maybe the time after that, we'll have the jam.
We'll see how we're feeling.
I'll get over.
We need to get people hyped up for Amphibijam.
Okay, well, thanks all for joining us. I know we forgot to say this at the beginning, but
Let Steven do this.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening tonight. This has been Crossing the Line.
Steven, Shell.
Tell
them where they can find us.
You can
Tell
find
them what great things we have.
You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on our Discord server, which there's a link in the description if you'd like to join. 18 plus only, please. Let's see here.
Despite us doing a full episode on the Owl House.
Yeah.
And usually kids content.
Let's see here. What is the other? What is that one?
We make incredible YouTube content, such as manga videos and art shows and much more.
I was trying to think of like that other podcast site we post to, or did we not?
Oh, well,
post there?
it's Anchor, but it just wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, Anchor
You can
posts
find
itself.
us if you look Crossing the Line, and then probably scroll a little bit because there's other not as good podcasts called Crossing the Line.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on
Spoofy.
yeah, we're not on iTunes because of that, but we are the only one on Spotify or the one
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
Hell yeah.
and some other
If you'd like our full catalog, it's all on YouTube. But as far as like
the
2
podcast.
years ago, that's all on Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.